Hello, hello. Are they scared of me? Hello, hello. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. Lenny! What you doing, girl? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Thanks for liking the live, Lenny. Missed you, girl. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Anybody? If you're just... Oh, missed you so much. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome, welcome. Every time I get on live, my nose itches. And my throat chakra. Hello from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Is it Robert? Welcome. Throat chakra every time. So if you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota, and I talk to spirit and I get messages from my guides, and I also channel people. So I guess you could say I'm a medium. I don't like titles. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. And usually when I go live, so my guide spirit, they give me a title or a subject to talk about. So tonight we're talking about letting go. Hello, sorry I missed that. Hello, young lady from Houston, Texas. Welcome, Billy. Glad to have you here. So I'm just going to let a few more hop on here. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Just a quick intro. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota, and September 14th of 2023. Jerry from Southern Illinois. Thank you. I appreciate that. Katie from Katy, Texas. Is it Gina? So of September 14th of 2023, I have to say it like this because of TikTok, my husband unalived himself. And that's when I discovered that I have these abilities, and that I discovered my true purpose in life. And that is to help other people go through their traumas and help other people heal. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Gina, for liking the live. Central Florida. Brent, welcome. Glad to have you here. So yeah, that's just a quick why I'm here on TikTok. I discovered my purpose, and that Spirit tells me, my guides tell me I have to be here. And like I said, they usually give me a subject. So tonight's subject is, we're talking about letting go. We're going to talk about a couple different things in that letting go. Renee Haig, Country Strong. Glad to have you here. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate that. So sometimes Spirit gives me a topic and they just say, go on, go talk about it. Thank you for the follow too. I appreciate that. Good to see you too. Glad you're here again. And sometimes they say, here's a subject, go talk about it. And they elaborate and give me things to talk about. I look like the actress Jeannie Triplehorn. Okay, well, I'll have to whoops, sorry, hold on. Let me screenshot that so I can look her up later. I've been told I look like a lot of people, so it just must be my face is common, I guess. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. So yeah, so Spirit I have 2 pages of stuff to talk about. So we're going to talk about letting go of past wounds, which Spirit has me wanting to talk about abandonment. They always like to give me the topic that they know I need to talk about, right? Bob from Indiana, welcome. So if you're not familiar with, hey Marie, welcome. If you're not familiar with my page, so we don't talk about politics or anything like that here. We're here to uplift others and talk about if they've had losses and traumas and how to help them heal. A lot of people are lonely and looking for a place to come, and this is a community for them to come. Thank you, I appreciate that. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. But this is a positive only zone, and not everything I say you're going to agree with, and not everything you say am I going to agree with, so we also agree to disagree here. Oh, thank you. I have a kitty here. So that's kind of the gist of my page, my channel, whatever you want to call it. Nobody will tell me what it's called. So first, and I'm just going to read to you my notes of what Spirit, and we're not shy here, so if you got something to say, just hop right on and we'll talk about it. First I gotta move my cat. Okay, so Spirit says, be who you truly are. It's okay to take the mask off and be yourself, right? So that's the first part, and then he says, or she says, because I'm getting this from my guide, value who you are, letting old wounds go so you can be who you truly are, right? Make sure you lock your door at night. I don't want... Okay, why would you say that? That's terrible. Okay. Yeah, we don't talk like that here. I will not agree to disagree with that one. So, if you see her comment, just ignore. She's blocked. Selma, sorry, I didn't catch that. Hey, Katie. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Like I said, if you're not familiar, my name is Renee, and I'm just kind of getting started here. Tonight's topic is, and I'm trying to keep up with the chat, guys. It's going pretty quick. Thank you for liking the live, David. I appreciate that. Can't talk. And so, value who you are and letting the old wounds go so you can be who you truly are, right? Thank you for liking the live. So, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to read first what my guide give me. Don't settle for less. Let go of anyone who has left you behind or didn't have your back or give you support. Okay, well, Spirit knows that I've not only dealing with the loss of my husband, I already had abandonment wounds before that, and then that triggered my abandonment wounds, right? So they love to use me. I'm their guinea pig. My life is an open book for you all to learn from. Hi, Rhonda from Michigan. Glad to have you here. And so today we're going to talk mostly about abandonment wounds, but this can apply to any other wounds that you maybe have. And so one of the things is learning to let it go, right? Tell yourself, I've done without you, and so I'm going to keep going without you, right? So that has to do with abandonment wounds. No, I have a boyfriend, but thank you. Your phone is acting wonky. Sorry. Lost my husband 5 months ago. Well, then you're in the right community, because this is what we're about, is loss and help dealing with that trauma and creating a community where people can go if you're lonely or having a hard time. So, welcome. Glad to have you here, Lisa. And you're welcome to pipe in anytime and we can talk about it. If we get off topic, but yet it's helping somebody, then we're good too. I had abandonment wounds too that resurfaced recently by new abandonment. Yeah, kind of like me, right? So I had abandonment wounds before my husband. They kind of got shoved under the rug, right? And then my husband unaliving himself triggered my abandonment wounds and obviously other things. Yeah, we're so sorry for your loss, Lisa. Lost my husband 7 years ago. I'm so sorry, Rhonda. Well, you're in the right place too. So there's Wayne. So we're just talking about, tonight is talking about letting go of wounds, Wayne. That's our subject. But mostly we're talking about abandonment wounds. So, hey. And so what my guides are telling me to tell you is that don't settle for less. Let go of anyone who has left you behind and didn't have your back or give you support when you needed it. This taught us lessons. Tell yourself, I've done without this person and I'm going to keep going without them, right? And then one of the things that you can say is, hold on, give me one sec. Sorry, they told me a whole bunch of stuff tonight. So then we talked about different affirmations. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. And so of course they're giving us homework again, if you need it or want it. Affirmations for abandonment, which can be every day. I forgive you for abandoning, I cannot say that word tonight, abandoning me. I've done this without you. I don't need you. I accept you weren't there for me. And then this without you. I don't need you. I accept you weren't there for me. And then if you're able, some of us aren't in that spot yet or that part of our journey, but if you're able, I forgive you. Give you. Right? So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. If you're just hopping on and you missed my little intro, which is really hard because I have people hopping on and off. This channel was created. Hi, I'm Emily from Athens, Georgia. Welcome, Emily. So I created this channel because September 14th of 2023, my husband unalived himself. And then I discovered that I have, yes, I will repeat them, Lenny. I discovered that I have these abilities where I can communicate with my guides in spirit, and I also channel people. And then I discovered what my purpose in life, my true purpose in life is to help others heal from their traumas and to help others heal, so, and uplift others. So that's the purpose of my channel. That's why I'm here. Okay, Lenny. So the first one, the first affirmation we're talking about wounds and abandonment wounds. You're so welcome. The first one is, I forgive you for abandoning me. I cannot say that word. And these are affirmations that you can say daily until you truly, until maybe you just don't need to say them anymore, right? I've done this without you. I don't need you. Thank you for following, Darla. I appreciate that. I accept you weren't there for me. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. And then if you're able to, not all of us are able. I think I'm at the point, because I'm going to be 50 next week, I'm finally at the point where I could probably say this. And also, too, we have to remember, so I'm going to tell you first, I forgive you, right? And then we have to realize that forgiveness isn't for them, forgiveness is for us, right? So, and then to be able to say, I release all of this for my higher good. Did you catch all those, Lenny? I know I'm going kind of fast. Sorry, I get to talking and... Okay, good. And then another idea that they told me to talk about is, for me, so my abandonment wounds started when I was a child, right? And what we've talked about before is that, sometimes we have traumas from our childhood. You're 53. Well, that's cool. I'll be 50 next Tuesday. But one of the things is we've talked about before, is we have traumas from our childhood that go unhealed, right? Because when we go into adulthood, our childhood traumas don't just stop at the door, right? They don't just suddenly go away. We carry them into our adult life, and then sometimes it manifests in other ways. Hey, Linda from Kentucky, welcome. So we're just talking about tonight, releasing and letting go of wounds. Oh, good, Lynn. I'm glad. Sorry, I have one hair that's like driving me crazy. And so we're talking about releasing and letting go of wounds and kind of more touching on the abandonment wounds, Linda. So that's what the subject is tonight. And my guides have given me some affirmations to talk about. Hi from Kentucky. Welcome. You've been on here before, right? You need this right now? Well, I don't believe in coincidences, so this is my belief, right? So this is what my guides give me to talk about tonight, and I believe that it goes out to who is supposed to hear it at the time, right? It manifests to the right people. So if you happen to get on my live, it's manifesting to the right person. Okay, I will say that. Hi, Brian from Florida. Emily, thank you for the follow. You believe. And so that's what we're talking about tonight. So the last part, Lenny, and I can go over these again. Just tell me if you want me to go over them again. Dwayne from Kentucky, welcome. The last part is, first is, if you're able to say, I forgive you. Remember, forgiveness is for you, not for them. But I release all of this for my higher good. And then another thing that my guides wanted me to talk about is obviously we're talking about childhood trauma. It goes into your adult life, like abandonment wounds for me. Taking a picture of yourself when you were a child, if this stems from a childhood trauma or wound, and talking to that picture, and I've talked about this before, talking to that childhood picture and telling them, you are going to be okay. You are okay, right? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Does anybody have any? Thanks, Brian. So I'll go over those affirmations one more time, and I'm sorry I'm constantly repeating myself. It's hard on a live because we have so many people hop on and off. But those affirmations again are, I forgive you for abandoning me. I've done this without you. I don't need you. I accept you weren't there for me. And then if you're able, I forgive you and I release all of this for my higher good. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about, or do I need to repeat anything? I apologize. I know I get to talk and I talk kind of fast sometimes. And if you missed the very beginning, hold on real quick, throat chakra. Somebody doesn't like me to talk. So if you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. So if you missed the beginning, they also wanted me to talk about value who you really are, letting go of the old wounds so you can be who you truly are. I lost my mom 3 years ago today. She was there for me a lot, but she was a drug addict. Whoa. This is happening to me more and more on live. So Emily, I'm assuming that your mom might be coming through. Because as soon as I started to read that, I started to get chills. This is my confirmation when somebody's coming through to me. And generally it's if I'm talking to somebody that has somebody that wants to come through. Oh, wowzers. Yeah, so Emily, if you haven't followed, if you don't mind following or send me a message, because a lot of times when I'm busy and my mind can't focus, I won't pick up what they're trying to tell me until later. I might have a message for you later because, yeah, I'm getting mega chills. As soon as I read that, I might just have a message for you. Doesn't normally happen on demand like that. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to keep up with the... Hi. Thank you for sharing the live again. I appreciate that. And I'm so sorry for your loss. Okay. Anybody else got anything they want to add or want me to go over again? But my guides really wanted me to pound home that the best way to really become who you are and to really step out into the world as the true you is that we have to release these wounds. We have to let it go, right? That's why we're talking about it tonight. A lot of my messages, if you're not familiar with my videos, you can go back, and I haven't done my video for today yet, guys. I will try to get that done yet tonight. Talks about being your true self and letting your light shine in this world. And a lot of times we can't let our light shine because our light's being dimmed by the wounds that we carry. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Yeah, that's hard in a world like this. It's hard, but you can still do it. I don't believe that, Brian. Men don't do that. We keep it to ourselves. Who do we call when we need to talk? Well, then I think you need to find a friend that's a woman and talk to her. Because I know it's probably not easy to do that with a guy. And I think I have a video on that, but it talks about, you know, or maybe it was a live we talked about. I don't think by talking about your issues as a man, I don't see that as a bad thing, and I don't see that as a fault either. Just saying. I mean, obviously you all have traumas and go through experiences just like we do. And I want it, if I have any say in this world ever, excuse me, I will drive home the idea that men should be allowed to be vulnerable, and that is not a weakness. To be vulnerable is not a weakness to me. Just saying. And then also to realize, so maybe when somebody wasn't there for us, what lesson did we learn from that? That was another thing that Spirit wanted me to talk about. So value who you really are, letting go of the wounds to be who you truly are. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. I think I got crap in my hair. I can see it. Or something. Maybe it's on there. Women keep things to ourselves too. Yes, yes we do. And I can be the first one to say that when my husband left, you know, I'm not good at reaching out. I definitely, you know, secluded myself. I went inward. And for me, that's how I deal with things. I went outward later, but right away first, I like, you know, went into hermit mode. Oregon State, Mike. Hi, Mike. Where in Oregon are you from? Lose trust. You want to elaborate that? Oh no, I wouldn't want to be president. You want to elaborate on that, Katie? You lose trust in people, so then you just stop telling them. Is that what you're saying? Or you stop opening up? Thanks, Mike, for liking the live. I appreciate that. I love Oregon. Eugene. Okay, I've been there. Did we go once or twice? I'm trying to think. My husband and I were on the coast for 2 months here at the beginning of 23. And we were down by, well, first we were in Newport, but we had to do some banking. And so we had went towards Eugene. So we were only like 45 minutes. So we snuck down to Eugene a couple times, I think. But then we were down by Brookings and Gold Beach. Anyway, off topic. Sorry. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. I talk to Spirit, my guides, whatever you want to say. I learned that I had these abilities after my husband checked out. So that's why I'm here, is to help other people through their traumas. That's why this TikTok was created. Anybody got any other questions or comments or anything? Oh, thank you. I appreciate those. Aw, Lenny. I appreciate you too. I appreciate y'all for being here. It's great. I'm losing trust due to abandonment. Then you filter what you choose to share. You never allow one. Emily, how did you know what? Can you elaborate? I'm sorry. Person to know you completely. Well, and Lenny, that's what, you know, or we've been talking, or not Lenny, Katie, I'm sorry. And that's what we've been talking about, right? Like when my husband unalived himself, right? He was the only person on this planet that I truly, truly trusted, right? And I already had abandonment issues before him. So then in my mind, he abandoned me, which then brought up those old abandonment issues that I never dealt with. Because like I said, you know, sometimes you get these issues and traumas and triggers from when you're childhood. And when you when you turn 18, they don't stop at the door, right? But, sorry. 2 parts. So then, yes, so then you lose trust and then you, right. And so I think, you know, for you, Katie, I think the biggest thing is figuring out, because you have lost trust in people, you are numb to that, is you need to go back and figure out what's triggering that. If it is abandonment wounds, you need to heal those abandonment wounds so you can move forward. Well, and sometimes only people can I only share sometimes what people can handle too. But then also I think too, we have to realize that maybe people can handle more than we think they can. And should we really be the judge of what they can handle? Just a thought just came to me. Sorry. Emily, can you elaborate on your comment? How did you know? If you're still here, I would like to follow up with that question. I'm just not exactly sure what you were referring. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. Oh, the spirits were, like when they came to me. Well, I'm still learning all of that. I'm finding out that the one that gives me the messages in the morning is an angel guide of mine. And they're giving me that in bits and pieces. So I have another friend who is helping me with that. You could say he's kind of mentoring me. There. Not doubting, just as slow. Well, so, okay, so this guy is mentoring me, right? And he knows all of his guides and all of this, right? And so I'm just learning. I knew that it was a guide or an angel that was giving me these messages, but distinguishing, I'm still learning that. And I'm being told that they're slowly giving that to me. Does that make sense? And it's really hard to explain. So Tiber, you're fine. Do I believe in a higher self? Oh, absolutely. I believe that we only have part of our soul because we can't take on all of our soul. So we have a higher self that has part of our soul. That's what I believe. And like I said, if you won't agree probably with everything that I say here, and that's fine, and I don't ask you to. I believe you are where you are in your journey, and I am where I am on my journey. And that's perfectly okay. We just agree to disagree here. And a lot of times you'll probably hear me talk about the divine or source. I don't use the word God. I believe we come from a creator. I just don't use the word God because I've been down a lot of rabbit holes and there's a lot of gods. So it's like, which one are you referring to? But I do believe in a creator. I just call it source or divine. Yes, I believe a lot of times if we learn how to tap into our higher self guides us. Does anybody have any questions or want me to repeat anything? Like I said, Spirit just wants the whole point of tonight is how can we release these old wounds so we can show up right now who we truly are, our true authentic self. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Did I scare everybody away? Wouldn't be the first time. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about? Emily, with the loss of your mom, have you dealt with that? If you don't mind me asking, I'm a question asker, so obviously you can feel free to tell me you don't want to talk about it on here. You can message me or whatever, but did you deal with the loss of your mother? Lenny's still here. Yay! If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. In some ways, okay? So part of my job and why they put me on TikTok is to talk to people about ways that I dealt with my husband unaliving himself. You're very close with your brother, okay? Sorry, I'm just waiting on the chat here. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. You try to help each other. Okay, that's good. I'll just give you some suggestions, and these are just all suggestions. You can take it or leave it. When my husband unalived himself, he did not leave me in a good spot financially. I am what you call the odd duck or the odd girl out, the unique girl, the circle that don't fit in the square. So I knew that I would never be able to do group therapy, and I couldn't afford regular therapy. Lake Ontario, welcome. And so I knew after I decided I wasn't going to take my life because I was ready to check out, because I had been with my husband for 32 years and I didn't know how to live without him. So after I decided I wasn't going to check out, I was like, okay, I have to figure out a way how I'm going to, now I have to learn how to deal with this, right? So I kind of became my own therapist, and with spirits and my guides' help. So I would recommend, one, journaling is a really good help if you're not journaling. And when you have emotion, let that emotion come up and deal with it. Hey Donna, how are you? Long time no see. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. But journaling is a great tool to use when you're dealing with loss, because every day you can write down, I'm angry with you today, you left me, or, I'm just super sad, I don't know how I'm going to make it without you. Whatever comes to your mind at the time, right? But just getting those feelings out, and just remember, when you get those feelings out, to let them come, deal with it. Just don't unpack and live there, right? Have a moment, leave it a moment, and then just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Nature is another very great healing resource that people, I don't think, use enough. Get out into nature. If you can ground, get your feet in the grass, the dirt, the sand, whatever it may be. If you're able to, I know we're all going into winter, but grounding yourself really helps. And I deep dived into meditation. Meditation really helped me. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Anybody else have anything else they want to add or talk about or vent about or anything? Sorry. Sometimes these names that pop up are kind of funny. Anybody else got anything else they want to talk about or want me to go over those affirmations again? Anybody, anybody? Too heavy to go there for me tonight. Well, you know how to find me if you want them later. You know, and that's just take a chunk of that, Katie, right? No, you're never a downer. That's what we're here for, to listen. I take care financially of my long-term partner of 20 years who addiction, sorry to be a downer. You are not a downer. But break it down, you know, Katie, and just, you know, focus on one thing at a time, you know. I took it straight to the heart, then drove 26 hours to the Rockies and wandered. Worth it. Anytime you can get into nature, it's worth it if you ask me, especially if you're going through something. Or even, I found too this last year, going to the gym for me, you know, whether it was just walking on the treadmill, going to the gym for me is very therapeutic, helps clear my mind a lot, especially if I have a lot going on in my mind. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome, welcome. Anybody else? Anything? You guys are quiet tonight. Anybody? All right. Well, this might be a short live then, guys. So also I'm supposed to remind you, so always try to be present. Spirit guides are trying to tell you to remember to, if you're not doing it, a couple weeks ago they said write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Thank you for the follow. If you write down 3 things you're grateful for every day, that really helps me stay present. Follow. If you write down 3 things you're grateful for every day, that really helps me stay present. And if you can do 1 act of kindness every day, I don't know, my apartment every day. Now sometimes that's healing in itself too. Sometimes we just need to get out of our own bubble and go do something for someone else, right? Thank you, Corey, for that, Rose. I appreciate that. Right, so just getting out. Sorry, I had to unplug my phone. And just doing something for someone else. Sometimes it just, you know, best medicine you can have is just doing for someone else. No, you're not a downer at all. Exactly. That's why we're here. So never be afraid to share. That's what this community is for, is to help people. So, and then of course I have to plug, because my guy tells me I have to. So, they've been telling me for months that I have this service, and I've been fighting it every step of the way. So last weekend I started my YouTube channel. I do have a YouTube channel now. It's under Scorpio Medium. It basically just has the same videos as of right now, what I have on here, so not much change there. I have a new email if you're interested in booking my channeling services. That is scorpiomedium74@yahoo, and that's on my YouTube channel, and I have it in the website here, I believe. It's the only place it would let me put it. So if you're interested in that, those are available. I have to give that shameless plug, or Spirit will yell at me later. Let me make sure that I talked about everything else that they wanted me to talk about. So basically, like I said, the gist of tonight is letting go of wounds so you can show up your true self in this world, who you truly are. And I think once we show up who we truly are, that helps us be truly happy. Just my opinion. If anybody else doesn't have anything else to say or talk about or vent about, anybody, this is last call. My glasses are bugging my ear tonight. That never happens. Anybody? Alrighty then. Well, I'm just going to say have a great night. Make tomorrow great because, good night, Katie. Make tomorrow great because it is a choice. And I'm going to say until we meet again. Oh, hold on. I'm not going to... Sorry, I saw your question just before I hopped off, Lenny. How do you release hate from your heart? Same way. I know for me how I've dealt with it is, you know, just, of course my thoughts are a little different on that now, but praying to take the hate away, I guess, and maybe just journal about it, you know, journal about it, and maybe even say the same affirmations instead of I forgive you for abandoning me. Why do you hate that? You know, is there a reason why there's hate in your heart? Is it directed towards a person? You know, maybe, you know, just change those affirmations around. You know, I forgive you. I no longer hate you. Or, you know what I'm saying? I think journaling about it would do good. Why do you hate this person? Is it something they've done to you, or are they triggering a past trauma or wound? Maybe those are the questions that you need to ask. And then, you know, we've talked about on here before, doing shadow work. Is it something they've done to you or something that they're triggering in you? That's what, first of all, you need to know. Just my thoughts. But I would say journal about it. Did that help at all, Lenny? Sorry, I just happened to see your question before I hit end, so. And you know I'm always here. And you know how to get a hold of me. All right. All right, well, I'm going to say until we meet again then, guys.